We've all been there. Maybe the plate of pasta was just too delicious. Maybe the extra piece of pie was calling your name. Or maybe you just totally checked out and the next thing you know, your hand was hitting the bottom of the Cheez-It box. Whatever the reason, we've all been in the situation where we've said, I ate too much today. In this video, I'm gonna share my top 8 tips on what to do when you find yourself saying, I ate too much today, what should I do? Before we dive in, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Colleen and I am a registered dietitian who teaches and preaches all things living a life of no food rules. I help you to find balance in feeling good both mentally and physically and finding balance between things like cupcakes and carrots. No restriction, no deprivation. Be sure that you are subscribed to the channel if that sounds like it is your jam. You probably just found your new favorite channel. Whether you are new or an OG subscriber, be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video and let's dive in. Okay, so I'm gonna split this into 2 sections. First, we're gonna start with the immediate musts for when you've eaten too much to feel better stat. And then we're going to dive into tips for what to do to prevent it from happening again, okay? Are you ready? So here's tips for physical comfort immediately. Tip number 1 is to get comfy ASAP. This means getting out of those skin-tight skinny jeans and getting into some comfy sweatpants. This can actually help our digestive system to function properly, and this also can help with body image and prevent you from beating yourself up. So taking off the jeans after a big meal the second we get home, it's real advice. If we stay in our non-comfy clothes, we won't be able to stop being aware of the fact that we ate past fullness, and that can cause a shame spiral, which is not gonna be helpful. So tip number 2, the next one, it's not a sexy tip, but give it time. In this case, time does heal. Well, our eating past fullness tummy troubles anyway. Your digestive tract that we just got into comfy clothes to allow it to do its job will start to break down the food, and as it does so, you'll likely notice some relief from your physical discomfort. Tip number 3 for immediate relief is to help with some of the discomfort. You can get some warm tea. This can also kind of help ease our digestion. Ginger has also been shown to increase the rate of gastric emptying, meaning that it can encourage things to kind of move along in the digestive tract, if you will. Tip number 4, speaking of the digestive tract, drinking water can be helpful as well to ensure that, again, things kind of keep moving along and to also prevent any constipation and to, again, aid digestion. Tip number 5 is light movement, not punishing yourself for eating something quote unquote bad. Again, this can help kind of keep things moving along to help you feel better. Try a walk outside or maybe doing some light stretching. I am not talking about a high intensity interval class or a 10-mile run here. That will likely actually impair your digestion and not improve it. So those are some things that you can do in the moment to get some relief from those symptoms. But I think where the real secret sauce is looking back during those maybe less than comfortable moments to see how you could prevent eating too much, even when full, prevent that from happening again on a regular basis. So here are some tips that will help you do that. So tips to prevent eating too much in the future, okay? The first step here is to take a deep breath and forgive yourself, okay? Give yourself some compassion. Stressing over the situation is not gonna help. Beating yourself up is not gonna help. This can actually impair digestion further and worsen your physical symptoms, but it can also actually cause you to want to eat more because you're feeling crummy. You want to not feel crummy, and in the moment, cake provides you some joy, or the Cheez-Its, or the pasta, or whatever. The second tip is to also find out what the trigger was. Were you overly hungry and you wound up inhaling your food? Was there something with the type of food or the composition of your foods that may have caused it? For example, maybe your meal had no carbs in it. So even though your tummy was full, you still went back to the cookies because your body needs carbs. That is what I call a biological drive to overeat. Was there an emotional component? Were you feeling stress, anxiety, boredom, etc., and you wanted to not feel those things, right? Those uncomfortable feelings. This is what I call an emotional drive to overeat. The third step here is to take that trigger and learn from it, okay? And really create a plan to put in place to have a better outcome next time. Now, if you headed into the meal and you were way too hungry and you inhaled it, maybe you try to have snacks on hand or have a bigger snack during the day. Maybe you decide to think about your meal composition when you are making it and making sure to have some protein, fat, and carbs in there. Can you add some fiber to it to help you feel nice and full longer? That's a little bit of what I call gentle nutrition, which, yes, thinking about the nutritional makeup of food, it does play a role in intuitive eating and not having food rules. Or maybe it was more of an emotional component that was kind of your trigger there. Then you're gonna wanna think about ways that you can work on handling your emotions. Try creating a list of things that you can do when you are feeling stressed to relieve that stress. Okay, when you feel anxious, to feel calm, or things to help you feel invigorated when you're bored. I know that you hear a lot of, oh, just move on, don't beat yourself up, which yes, I agree with, but we really want to make sure that we are taking those uncomfortable experiences that left us saying, I ate too much, and we are actually learning from them. I always say this in the society where I teach how to become an intuitive eater step by step and not have any food rules. I say everything is a learning experience, okay? Nothing is bad. It's simply a chance to learn. And I truly mean that. So no, I don't want you to ruminate. I want you to reflect, learn, and then move on. Start by doing that and you will make so much more progress in your non-diet intuitive eating journey, okay? If you are really struggling with the whole I can't stop eating past fullness, then be sure to check out the ebook that I have linked in the description of this video. It's called What to Do If You've Tried Intuitive Eating but it didn't work. Okay, if you've ever tried to listen to your body, but you struggle to feel good while doing it, you feel like you just ate everything in sight, this ebook is going to be super helpful for you. So, moral of the story here, if you are thinking to yourself, I ate too much, what do I do? What you want to do is, like I said, relieve those immediate physical symptoms that you can. And that means making yourself comfortable. That means not beating yourself up, not stressing about it, and allowing our digestion to work and giving ourselves some time, right? And then we also really want to, like I said, do some reflection and ask yourself, you know what? Did this feel good? Did this not feel good? Again, everything is an experiment. We're just collecting data and deciding what to do with that data. Okay, so maybe this didn't feel good. You know what I noticed? Again, I headed into the meal too hungry. That was the trigger. What can I do to prevent that next time? Or I had a bad day. I came home, I saw the pan of brownies and I beelined it. And then next thing I knew, they were all gone and I was feeling like I had a tummy ache and I still had the bad day to handle, right? Emotional eating is, I have whole other content on emotional eating, but really, emotional eating is not bad in itself. But when we get ourselves to the point where it's uncomfortable, it's not gonna fix our bad day, right? A brownie can be a pick-me-up on a bad day, and you know what? It just gives me a little bit of joy. Totally fine. But where we get into kind of the murky waters where it doesn't feel super good and isn't really serving us is when we eat in a way that is way past fullness, and we now just added a stomach ache onto our crummy day, right? It didn't fix anything to do with the crummy day. We still have that to handle. A argument with your significant other, stress at work, it's not gonna fix those things. So just kind of reframing emotional eating and the purpose that it serves. Like I said, it's not all bad, and I have a whole video on emotional eating. I'll link that for you guys for easy access because it's a really good one. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment letting me know. Share it with a friend who might also love it too. Maybe you can kind of hold each other accountable on your no food rules journey. And if you are not already, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel so that you never miss another video. They're uploaded every week. And with that, I will see you guys next week in another one. See you later.